What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Triple Threat Talk. My name is Connor Ryan.
Jonah Newberger, and welcome back to episode, what are we on?
45.
45. Coming up on a year.
Coming up on 50. Coming up on a year.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick look here.
It was close to playoffs.
It wasn't close.
It's coming up in a couple weeks.
It was in the middle of the playoffs.
When was our first episode together?
May 25th was the return of Triple Threat Talk. Came back with an hour and 17-minute episode.
Dude, well, good thing this year, May 25th is Memorial Day. We could have a 2-hour pod.
I'm down for because in terms of timing of that, what would that...
We could record anytime. We'll get to that, though.
Dude, Memorial Day is close to our 50th pod. That's... Damn.
Should we try and pace it out so that is our 50th?
No, because we'd have to speed it up.
No? 1, 2, 3... Oh, we could do double.
Okay, we might be doing doubles. Welcome back. Another episode. Jonah, how are you doing?
You know, I was pissed last night.
We'll get into it. How are you other than that? How are you on a personal level, not a sport level?
Doing well. I mean, is there anything else to life but sports?
Yes, I came to a realization today, and this is not me trying to say I don't like the Celtics. I would die for my Boston Celtics. Jonah knows that, of course. There are things on Twitter that I see, and it does concern me for certain people.
Mm-hmm.
I know I shouldn't believe, and I don't believe actually that they are saying those things to actually mean those things. But a lot of people take a lot of sports real seriously. Now, there is the obvious occasional anger and frustration that dwells over from developing a fandom with a team. That's, of course, going to happen. It's more so when the KMS signs come out, and I'm just like, okay, let's take a step back. I get it. I'm not the biggest fan of SGA and his foul baiting, but I'm not on that level. I get it. I don't like it when the Celtics lose. But again, I'm not on that level, if you're catching my drift. Dad, if you need an explanation, call me. Anyway, we're going to cover the entirety of the playoffs so far. We'll just dive right into it. I mean, we might as well. Really happy about Game 4. Really happy about Game 3.
Game 3 was great.
Game 5 sucked.
Game 5 was terrible.
And the unfortunate thing about the NBA is it's a short-term memory league.
Yep.
Nobody cares what you did until after the fact, until way after the fact. It's about what's happening now. Now, here's the good thing. Jonah and I could be sitting there tomorrow night. We're recording this on Wednesday for reference. We could be sitting here tomorrow night, happy as buns.
Tomorrow?
Yeah. Happy as buns. Here's the good thing. We're on Peacock. Reggie Miller.
Yeah.
Who cooks every time Reggie Miller?
Hopefully we don't wear the black jersey, dude.
We won't, because we're playing on the road. Agreed. Who cooks every time that Reggie Miller is on the broadcast?
The white goat.
You know it, Peyton Pritchard. And no, I'm not just using the last game as an example. Go to the game in LA against
Just watch Peyton
the Lakers.
Pritchard highlights.
There you go. Go to the game in New York, I believe, when they played.
Just turn on the TV
Whatever.
when the Celtics have 5 seconds left at the end of a quarter.
Exactly.
Then you'll know.
Exactly. Game 4 was great. Game 3 was great. Whatever. Game 5 happened. It is what it is. You and I were extremely frustrated, obviously, last night when it happened. But obviously, that's just in the moment.
3 points
in the final 7 minutes is not going to win you a basketball game.
No chance.
Of course not. So if there is anything to take away, it's literally the factor they couldn't make a 3 to start the game, and they could not make a shot to end the game. Other than the third quarter defensively, first half was great. I was very okay with the first half.
7-point lead going in a half.
7-point lead going in a half.
I think the match
got up to as much as 11, I want to say.
Yeah, it got pretty big.
But let's keep it real. I'd say there were 2 factors to the game last night. Or I would say 3, primarily, to the result of the game. One of them was Vucevic's defense in the third quarter against Embiid. It was paper mache.
Played well.
For reference, Miyush Keita, Joel Embiid shot 5 of 11 from the field against Keita. He shot 5 of 6 from the field against Vucevic. Not great.
Not great.
Nimi, stay out of foul trouble. Please, for the love of God.
One of those fouls wasn't a foul.
I understand.
But yes. I agree.
It's just you're playing the superstar of the position or a superstar of the position. He's going to get superstar level calls. Unfortunately, it's annoying. I get it. Somehow, except Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. We'll get into that in a little bit. Actually, we probably won't. We'll talk about it right now. It's so dumb. I hate it.
Yeah.
I
They're
also do
getting no
understand there
calls in
is
that
the
fourth
perspective
quarter.
that they shouldn't be looking for the foul every time, and that's going to not get them as many fouls. I do agree with that, and I do want Tatum and Brown to just put their head down after contact and be like, okay, it is what it is, and move on, because I think that would probably help with getting more fouls, but I know they won't, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Number 2, Joe Mazzulla's inability to wanting to switch up on somebody. I get it. I understand. Like, Sam Hauser should have been taken out after the first 3 missed shots in the first quarter, and then it should have been Jordan Walsh or Baylor Shireman. I get he had the 2 in the fourth, and that was fine, but who didn't hit a shot in the fourth? Jaylen Brown or Derek White. And who did hit a bunch of shots in like the third and second quarter? Peyton Pritchard and Jason Tatum. So I'm all in on Missoula ball. And I understand it is more of a math game more than it is like an actual like literally if the Celtics just shoot well from 3, the game's over. If they shoot like above 35% from 3 as a team on the 40 plus attempts that they take, that's essentially 17 threes made, and then it's just like you're going to take the rest in the defense and the fast break points, whatever, and the extra chance points, whatever. But like Derek White is shooting 21% from 3.
He's
It's
been
not
so
good.
off. It's really not.
Now, if there was one thing that I could say to give you hope again, Jonah, I think I might have it. Would you like to take a guess on Ray Allen's shooting splits in the 2008 conference semifinals against the Cavs that went to 7 games? Don't look it up.
His shooting percentage?
Shooting percentage and shooting percentage from 3. And I'll also provide you with the points per game. I don't need you to guess it, but I'll provide it to you.
I'm going to guess his shooting Damn, you're putting me on the spot here. I'm going to say his 3-point shooting percentage was 32%.
Boy, oh boy.
Am I way off?
Yeah.
Higher or lower? Lower? Like 19?
Wait, what'd you say?
32.
Cut that in half.
16%?
Ray Allen in 7 games against the Cavs in 2008 scored 9.2 points per game, 6 threes made per game, 32% from the field, 16% from 3. Now, am I saying Derek White is Ray Allen? God, no. No, in no way, shape, or form. Am I saying Ray Allen is Derek White? Don't put words in my mouth. But what I am saying, get through Philly, then you get Brunson.
I don't want that. Yeah. Knicks are going to be tough, dude.
I'm mainly talking about a defensive matchup.
Yeah.
I understand offensively it will be a lot more annoying and defensively as well.
At least he'll be home.
I think Derek will cook in game 6.
Yeah.
That's my hot take.
Like he'll drop
Derek
25.
I think Derek's going to have a 20-point game with 4 threes.
I like it.
And if not, then fuck. But like,
if not, then we're screwed. No,
if not, then Pritchard's going to have 30 again. So
God, Pritchard a 30 ball in Philly again would be amazing.
I'd be so down. I need that Rossi girl to just not be happy. Anyway, like in all honesty, I understand obviously like it sucked last night, but like that was what Philly was expecting to be. Like that was what Philly was hoping their season was going to look like. Embiid running the game, Maxey being the supporter, Paul George tertiary, VJ Edgecombe is your special play, is your dessert. It was classic meat, potatoes, and a veggie with a dessert on the way. We just didn't see it. Now, do I want Joel Embiid to keep shooting threes? 1,000%. Yeah, I'd love that. Yeah. But I figured out that the best thing for him to do is to not shoot threes. Like, I think the biggest thing for me was, like, why did he come back for game 4? Like, I understand why he came back, but it ruined the entire flow of the game for the Sixers. They looked like a complete, like, Tyrese Maxey had, I think, like 4 shots in the first half.
Yeah, it was
in
weird.
game 4, and like he obviously took way more in game 5, but like it just like didn't make sense. But is what it is. Speaking of struggling teams, should we talk about the team on your forehead right now?
Dude, we won game 5. We're winning the series.
I'm well aware.
Yeah, they fucking suck.
You have 2 games left. You got to win.
Yeah, I know. They suck. They suck. I don't know what it is. Hey, can I ask you this question real quick?
Go ahead.
What did I tell you like a month ago? It's like
All right,
beginning of
I'm
April.
gonna mute you.
What did I tell you at the beginning of April? Oh, I think the Nuggets should purposely lose at the end of the year to the Spurs
Lose this game so they can play.
so they can play the Rockets because the Minnesota T-Wolves is a bad matchup for them. What do you know? I think when I texted you that for like the 900th time, Lakers are up 3-0 on the Rockets, and the Nuggets are down 3-1. Should have played the Rockets. What?
Justin Herbert.
It's so stupid, dude.
Justin Herbert.
What about him?
Or sorry. Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
Yeah. If is Justin Herbert. Should have Josh Allen.
It's just like
I agree.
You've played this team
understand.
30 times in 3 seasons.
I understand.
For whatever reason, they have their goddamn they just got them on like the edge for whatever reason. When did we last record?
Last Tuesday? Last Wednesday?
So was Ant out by then? Ant and DiVincenzo?
No, because I think that game was that night.
Okay. Well, yeah. No Ant Edwards, no DiVincenzo.
I'm actually going to double check that.
No, because they got hurt in game 4. And we recorded Wednesday last week.
When was game 4? Friday?
Thursday. They were Thursday, Saturday.
Just a quick little score update. Pistons up 6 at half, 66-60.
Orlando
Raptors are up
Magic.
2.
Orlando.
Raptors are up 2 with 9:24 remaining in the second. They're on an 8-0 run right now, so.
Good. I live bet both of them.
Fair enough.
Orlando Magic.
Kate is 27 in the first half.
Oof.
8 of 14, 3 of 4 from 3, 8 of 8 from the line.
It's tough. That's tough.
Paolo is 22, 5 and 4 though. Damn. Anyway.
Damn, Paolo.
No, I.
It's just their defense.
I understand.
Sucks. They can't make a goddamn shot half the time. They played well game 5 at home. They finally looked good. Jade McDaniels can F off. I wish Valanciunas just threw a haymaker at him. I'm sorry. He's so annoying, dude. Like, I can't stand him. I can't stand him, dude. I think I told you this months ago, like, aside from like, remember my list of players that I don't like? And just like SGA, and then it was like the entire Minnesota Wolves roster was on there. Yeah, I can't stand any of them.
I was thinking about that the other night, not specifically with Jaden McDaniels, but I was thinking about a certain player on a certain team. It's really dirty.
Dylan Brooks?
No, this guy's like a saint compared to Dylan Brooks is a saint compared to Lou Dort.
Yeah, I hate Lou Dort.
And somebody brought up a pretty interesting point and said, why doesn't somebody just like put him into reality?
Who would you have do it in the NBA?
Here's the thing. Here's the unfortunate. I mean, there's the one obvious one I think is retired.
Well, I'm of current day.
James Johnson.
Yeah.
James Johnson would be the obvious one by far. Who do I want? The guy who's trained in MMA. I want the guy who's a trained MMA fighter to bust Lou Dort's ass. Yes, I would be more than okay with taking James Johnson over Lou Dort in a fight.
I'm saying current day.
You're saying there's 2? It's
that I would have. Yeah, just give him a little haymaker to the head.
It's just Nikola Jokic's brothers?
No, they have to be playing. Got to do the game. Okay. Valanciunas and Steven Adams.
2 nicest guys?
Dude, what the fuck? Valanciunas would destroy him.
I'm well aware. I understand that those
he
two
could be
beyond...
he could be nasty.
1,000%. But there is intent with that nastiness. What we're talking about is just pure harm.
That's true.
What we're talking about is verge of assault. What we're talking about is going to get 10 Minnesota Timberwolves players running at your neck and a check having to be signed to the NBA for a fine.
That's okay.
I do agree. I understand. I'd say like somebody was talking about like why doesn't he get put in check anymore? It's the simple answer. The league removed the enforcers.
Yeah.
You wanted to pretty up the league. You wanted to pretty up everybody. You wanted to make sure everybody was taken care of, all goody two shoes. I literally was working out before this. For a set, I literally listened to a Kevin Garnett interview with Doris Burke. back in the 2012 Eastern Conference semifinals or Eastern Conference finals. Literally, it's like, what keeps you going, Kevin? He's like the naysayers, the owners, it's the competition, the naysayers, the owners that talk too much. And he's literally looking deadpan into the camera. He's like, they don't know what a 35, 36-year-old like me can do. And then he cuts to like just clips of him. We're talking about like not only one of the most skilled players in NBA history, one of the baddest MFers in NBA history. You could have said anything to KG. KG is coming back with a better response than you could have ever thought of, and he's going to criticize the fuck out of you while he's at it. You want to know who wouldn't have let Lou Dort slide? That. You want to know who wouldn't have let Lou Dort slide? PJ Tucker. You want to know who wouldn't have let Lou Dort slide? Whole lot of people. Quincy Acey, Draymond Green,
Dennis Rodman,
Zaza Pachulia,
Dennis Rodman,
Giannis.
Yeah.
Look up the Giannis dirty mixtape.
Yeah.
It's very full of him putting his foot under some landing spots and a lot of people turning some ankles. Got JT. That's how he got Kyrie when the Nets lost in the Eastern Conference semis against them in 2021. Kyrie was out. Why? Twisted his ankle.
And Durant's
Giannis's foot.
Well, and Durant's foot was on the line.
1,000%.
That's why they lost.
I'm taking something that happened in game 2.
I know, I'm just saying.
That had consequential evidence on the rest of the series.
They lost the game. His
but
foot was
the
on the line.
toe was on the line. Big ass shoes.
Yeah,
Anyway.
literally.
Somebody actually, I did see another video on this also. He essentially was saying, I don't have an issue, or it's more so like the really, and I think this is what boils down the true reason of why we specifically point out the Thunder as this team of the flopping. And by the way, dog walk the Suns. That's all we have to say about that. The Spurs, we'll literally talk about the Spurs for 30 seconds. Dog walk the Blazers. Denny Avdia is going to be very good in this league for a long time, but unfortunately, he plays in the Western Conference, and the Spurs are going to be even better than them for a millennium. But it is what it is. It's the fact that the Thunder get so many fouls called on them for them offensively, but no
defense.
No fouls are called on them defensively.
Yeah.
Now, if it was one way or the other, both would be infuriating, but I'd be fine with it. Because then it'd be an even playing field. If we're gonna just allow hand checking again and grabbing, we're gonna allow hand checking and grabbing.
Where Julius Randle was just doing this to Jokic for 25 minutes in a game. That's a foul.
But
it's ridiculous. I agree. If you just call it even, then it's fine. But when it's so one-sided, it's ridiculous.
I think the thing with Randle one is because it's like post position, but even
still,
then it still doesn't make sense. Like if you're gonna call like the ticky-tacky shit, fine, but just know they'd be in the bonus by every 5th minute.
Yeah.
It's like, so it is what it is. Do you think Denver goes to 7?
I hope so. I had tickets.
Fair enough. Just for goodness sake, we'll pray.
We'll pray. Keep my season alive. Yeah, the last game I went to was game 2. It was a shit show. I need redemption, Nuggets. Come on. I think they can take it tomorrow. I do.
I think so as well.
They just need to play their game and just
they just need to make shots.
Move the ball around.
Them and the Celtics just need to do one thing.
If they just make shots. If you don't, but it's also you got to make smart shots. Because Murray half the time just does some stupid fadeaway, mid-range, falling back jump shot, and I'm like, that's a bad shot. If they just take good shots, they will be fine.
Yeah.
Nuggets tomorrow, real quick. The line's up. It's 5.5-point favored. I'm just telling you, their Celtics are favored and the Knicks are favored tomorrow.
See that Celtics stat about the 10-point favorite thing?
No.
Like the last, I don't even know how many years, and I hate this stat because I just think it's a really poor way of looking at it. In like the last, I think since 2022 or since whatever, in the playoffs, teams that have a 10.5-point favorite or like a 10-point favorite or more at home are 16-4. The Celtics in that span are 9-7.
Yikes.
Now, I understand, yes, that's bad, but it's also like gambling's gambling. Like I don't like if people are seriously basing if people are going to be like, yeah, I'm using a gambling statistic to determine Vegas can suck my balls. How about that? Like,
Did you see the Nuggets
I
game
don't
the other
care.
night? Game 5.
Oh, with the line? Yeah, sure. Great. Congrats. Like, I understand that they're correct. I'm not like, I don't care. But it's like people are acting as if it's like human error isn't a thing when it comes to gambling. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? By the way, actually, no, I'm not going to say that because I want sponsors on this pod.
We're not getting no DraftKings sponsors. Keep ranting like this. DraftKings sponsor me, please.
They can get my picks.
Sponsor half of our podcast.
They can get my picks. I'm not betting it. Whatever.
I'll bet it for us.
Which in the direction of the Eastern Conference do you want to go first? Do you want to talk about
Orlando Magic?
I mean,
Orlando
yeah, we'll talk about
Magic.
Pistons Magic. Jalen Duren shouldn't be getting max.
No. What did I tell you a week ago? The Magic are a more complete team than the Detroit Pistons, and it has been showing.
I literally have a note from last week that says 2 versus 4. The Magic have 4 of the 6 best players on this.
No, I know we're agreeing, but I'm saying like we said this.
I understand. I thought you were saying you said this.
Well, I did say that at one point in the episode, but we're in agreement.
I understand,
we're saying.
I thought you 1,000%.
I just think it's just funny to see a 60-win team just completely fold in the playoffs like this.
2 things. One, the Hawks are the Hawks. The 2015 Hawks are a step above the 2026 Pistons, especially if the Pistons lose. The Hawks made it to the conference finals. They ran into LeBron.
This guy got Palo, Desmond Bain, Suggs.
Palo,
Minchero, Paolo, whatever his name is.
Paolo. He's Italian, you bish.
Well, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Like,
the Pistons, like we said, they're the most overrated 1 seed in recent history.
Yeah.
And they could lose 4-1.
I think with here with role players, and this is what why I specifically bring up the 4 versus 2 thing. With role players, I feel like when you get to the playoffs, they all become the same.
Players?
You hit a couple shots, fantastic. If you do nothing, you're fine. If you miss a shot, so what?
Yeah.
Like, it would have been awesome. It would have got the crowd into it, but it's like, your specificities of your role. In the regular season, it's like you want your role players to do more work and everything like that. It's very much who are your guys?
Yeah.
The Pistons so far have had 1.5 guys consistently, and I mean that as Cade and then occasionally Tobias Harris. Definitely not Jalen Duren. The Magic are having 3.5, 4 guys, sometimes 5, with the way that Jamal Cain and Wendell Carter are fusing essentially into being doing enough for a single player. But Franz is doing well. Paolo's obviously picking up. Desmond Bain has probably been their best player in reality.
Hitting shots.
And Suggs is really good and helps defensively against Cade. So I 1,000% agree. And I think that's just what I think that's kind of what the attempt of the formula is. Would you rather and that is kind of the question of how teams are going to be built moving forward. Would you rather have this kind of this lead by committee sort of thing with these 4 or 5 guys that it works really well with those 4 or 5? I think Charlotte was another really good example of this, where it's clearly they're LaMelo's clearly the best player out of those 5, but it's but we're not going here. We're not sitting here and being LaMelo's top 15, easy. There's we know it's
the
if
supporting
LaMelo
cast
plays well, it's going to open up Brandon,
Exactly.
It's going to open up Con, and then it's domino effect.
Shout
Whereas
out,
a lot of
Cooper
these
Flag.
teams,
Rookie
shout
of
out
the
Cooper Flag, Rookie of the Year, big time. Shout out Brad Stevens, Executive of the Year, and shout out Coach Mazzulla, who will probably win Coach of the Year by the time this will.
When do they announce it?
Either tonight or tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll look it up.
I'll look up while you go on your rant. Keep going.
Thank you. I knew I wasn't going to be able to do 2 things at once. I think with it's very much can you just find? It's not so much can you just get to the playoffs. It's more so, can you find the collection of guys that they can get a shot off? Because that's really all it is. It's defense is going to get harder. It's going to get more intense. Can you get a shot off consistently and making it?
DeAndre Jordan won Teammate of the Year.
I thought Derek White did. No, Derek White won Sportsmanship
Award.
That's what he did. DeAndre Jordan winning Teammate of the Year does not surprise me. I saw a ton of clips that was
announcement
essentially
schedule.
every player in New Orleans was he's the best vet I could have ever asked for.
There's just so many random awards now. Thursday is the Hustle Award, and that is announced at 1 p.m. Eastern time.
That checks.
It doesn't say when coach or MVP. I think MVP is all that's left. Coach and MVP, right? Because we already got defensive player. We got So we got 6-man, we got rookie, we got exec.
I think it. Yeah.
Yeah, MVP. Oh, here we go. Right now.
Said between April 27th and April 30th. So I wouldn't be shocked if it's tonight.
Yeah, in between the next games. I bet it'll be tomorrow.
It will probably be
because
tomorrow.
if he's
what if
good,
we're mid pod? And what if we just get a notification right now? Joe Mazzulla won Coach of the Year. That'd be sick.
That would be amazing. Who do you think gets MVP? Who do you want to win it versus who do you think's going to get it, and what do you think the order is going to be?
Who do I want to win it? Is Jaylen Brown.
Well, okay. Of the finalists,
I mean, it's going to be Shai.
It is going to be Shai. I would prefer Wemby or Jokic.
I like, in all honesty, I want Jokic and then Wemby and then Shai.
That's yeah.
But I think in terms of order,
Which is just crazy
Shai,
because you
Wemby,
look at
Jokic.
you look at, yeah, probably. If you just look at the stats, though, it's like Jokic has.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah,
like
it's just like he leads the team in every.
It's more so. It's like yeah.
Funny stat line for you. Keep talking while I find it.
Kato's a 30 bomb now. That's crazy. Any more series out west? Rockets Lakers. Let's talk about that.
Let's go Lakers.
Go Lakers. Can't believe I said that.
Bronny, I love it.
Austin Reaves is rumored to, I think, be returning for Game 5.
Yeah, he was questioned. That game's tonight. Tonight on Wednesday.
Yeah, it's in a little bit. So I think that will be. I mean, that I think we'll wrap up. Because here's the thing.
Yep, it's kinda.
Houston is dominating in every stat, but shooting until last game. The Lakers have to play essentially perfect basketball right now in order to win these games.
Yeah.
/ hope the Rockets play terrible. Thankfully, in 2 of the 3, they definitely got that.
Was it game 3? They came
back.
Where
they came back. That was the only
crazy.
one where I was like, the Rockets had it. They just let it slip.
Mhm.
This one, game 4, it was very much Rockets from the get-go. I mean, they knew, the refs were like, all right, we need the Lakers to lose this one. DeAndre Ayton is playing too well. Get him out of here. Crazy ejection, whatever. But I think the Lakers will win it. I just think somebody did bring up a good point. A lot can change with a specific player being out. Fred VanVleet has not played a single minute for the Rockets this year.
I know, it's crazy.
Unfortunately. I genuinely think this is
You think this is a team that could truly compete?
Yeah. Because here's the thing. Amen Thompson is not a point guard. I know you and I both know that.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Durant cannot be your primary ball handler. Neither can Alperen Şengün. And I love Reed Shepherd, and I was extremely happy that my cards and my stock on him is at an all-time high because I put that in early. I put that in on a mid-season podcast last year.
Yeah.
That I said Reed Shepherd is going to be a big difference maker for the Rockets.
Yeah.
Do you understand how much better the Rockets would be if Reed Shepherd was coming off the bench consistently and got to learn from Fred VanVleet? Way better. So, Lakers and 5.
I have a fun stat for you.
We got Chris Paul, Cliff Paul,
Jake Paul,
Logan Paul. Lakers and 5.
I got a good stat for you. I want you to guess the players. Player 1, averaging 26.9 points per game, 7.6 rebounds, 6.7 assists, and shooting percentage at 54.3. Player B, 27.7 points per game, 7.7 rebounds, 7.8 assists, 55% field goal percentage.
But Jason Tatum's playoff stats from last year compared to this year, I got nothing.
Player A, the one that was a little less, was LeBron in Miami. Player B is LeBron since turning 41 years. His stats are better. His stats are better than they were 16 years ago.
No, they aren't.
Dude.
No, they aren't.
LeBron is the greatest player of all time.
I would 1,000% rather have Miami LeBron with the 26 points per game than Laker LeBron.
I mean, he's averaging more points,
rebounds, he would average 35. Mom.
I'm not even saying he's. I'm not.
You know how they talk about. You know how they talk about freight train Giannis?
One sec. I'm not saying that I'd rather have A over B or B over A. I'm just saying it's insane that his stats, the stat line, percentages and whatever numbers are better at 41 years old. He's so consistent.
So
He's been doing this for
also
16 years later. He's doing the same thing.
1,000%.
It's insane. That's what I was saying. That's where I was going with this.
Not 16. First off, it was like 13 years. Not trying to take away anything from that at all.
I mean, when did he went to Miami in what, 2010?
I'm talking like peak Braun was 2013. It's 2026.
Okay, 13, close enough. 15 years ago.
I understand. This is the same shit post though that I'm seeing like from people who are like, oh, look at my favorite player compared to Derrick Rose as MVP. Congrats. Kevin Garnett has congrats. The 15th highest scoring player in the league this year scored more than Kevin Garnett in his MVP year. Do you want to know why?
That's crazy. Because the league's different.
It's pretty fucking simple. It's literally offensive inflation.
Yeah.
Richard Jefferson put it best. He was first off, I didn't even know this. 2007, he was the 7th leading scorer in the NBA with 22.7 points per game.
Who? Richard Jefferson?
Richard Jefferson. Do you want to know what 22.7 points per game would be in the current NBA?
Probably like 150th. Oh.
Tied with Franz Wagner for 23rd in scoring.
Wow. Imagine.
That's a little bit of a problem.
Yeah.
It is very much shifted for the offensive game. It is favoring the offense. 1,000%. Lack of hand checks, the ticky-tacky fouls, you name it, it's there. I agree. It is incredibly impressive, the stats and the longevity and everything like that. But that is like, that's just feeding to an 8-year-old or a 9-year-old just saying, but Laker LeBron is, and you call this the guy, and you call this guy the GOAT? Laker LeBron is so much better. Look at the stats. I'm like, look at the fucking film. One of them was jumping over people. John Lucas got jumped over for a dunk on an oop. What he's doing now is incredible. 1,000%. Don't you dare give me a goddamn comparison between the greatest basketball player I've ever seen with my own two eyes. 2013 LeBron.
That's your greatest player of all time?
1,000%. With my own two eyes, 1,000%.
I thought you were going to say Jason
Tatum. I almost won every award.
I thought you were going to say Jason Tatum.
I mean, that's my personal GOAT, but I'm like, there has been no player that has struck so much fear into my heart than 2013 LeBron.
Honestly, he was demon.
The only other player was 2022 Steph, but I only had to deal with that for 6 games. I instead faced the wrath of LeBron for 2 years. I understand the pressure of Steph Curry was very much more present. It's more so the stress hit my ultimate factor at the 2022 finals for obvious reasons, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Why the fuck were we playing drop coverage on him? Anyway, 2 more series. One of them I could care less about. Another one I care about, but it's going to be the Knicks.
Think Knicks in 6?
Probably.
Okay. It's fair.
If not, then it's definitely going to be Knicks in 7.
Raptors, Cavs. Did we talk about them?
What do you want to talk about?
I'm just saying, dude, Raptors are up right now. They're up 7.
Raptors
are up 7.
How much are they up?
7.5. No.
Sorry. Anyway, my point is, hold on.
What's the other series?
No, it's literally just that. I think that's the only remaining series we haven't talked about. They combined for less than 80 points in the first half the other day.
Yeah, that was crazy. But it's 74 to 67 right now.
Donovan Mitchell, somebody gave a perfect tweet. I understand the history, the Jason Tatum-esque flaws within his game, or flaws within his legacy, and saying, but the 2024 team was stacked. He lost in 22. He can't, whatever. The arguments against Shea, foul baiter, look at the team, historic defense wasn't one of the primary factors of the defense, yada, yada, yada. And again, I don't believe any of these things. I'm just primarily just saying it for examples. When the fuck are we going to hold Donovan Mitchell to the accountability that he should be held at as a top 10 player in the league?
Yeah. You think he's top 10 right now?
You get 1,000%. He's playing like a top 10 player. He's going to be all NBA second team, probably at worst third team. Look at the stats. Cleveland is in dog water if it isn't for him. Evan Mobley was not nearly as good as he was last year. Jared Allen was okay, but Donovan Mitchell was very, very good.
Who do you think's your All-NBA first team?
Wemby, Jokic, Brown, Shea, Luka.
I like that. That's what I was thinking. Are all those guys? They're up for.
I know the
do you think they'll put 2 centers?
It's positionless.
Well, that's okay. That's interesting.
They moved it
what
to
about
positionless
Cade?
A couple years ago. No,
just
because of the injury.
Okay.
And also,
Ant?
But
do you think Ant's better than Luka or
no,
SGA? I don't think so.
Ant didn't get.
He lost again.
No, he lost the appeal.
twice.
Yeah,
Interesting. Okay, so
because
he's
he
done.
appealed after. Because he appealed once, and then he appealed after the Luka. He appealed again at the same time as like
After
Luka
Luka
and who else got an exemption?
I
Cade
was it? Yeah, because of his collapsed lung. Yeah,
collapse.
yeah,
Oh, but it was just not enough games for.
yeah. God,
But
yeah,
also, I do think they should get rid of the 65 game rule. If you're going to be like, I'm accepting limitations,
yeah.
it's like,
It's
all right,
like,
just leave it at a hard 65 or just make it 60. Just
yeah,
don't, whatever. I think it should be 60. But MVP and Coach of the Year are unscheduled. So that's why.
I bet it'll be.
So yeah. MVP was announced on May 21st, and then May 5th was
Yeah, I
when
think
Coach
the
of the Year
MVP
was
usually
selected.
comes around conference final time.
Yeah, it was game 2 of the conference finals when
I wouldn't
Shea
be surprised if
lifted
Coach of
his
the Year is
trophy.
this week or next week. Especially if it's going to go to like Joe Mazzulla or someone, they could do it like before the game tomorrow, like when they preview the Celtics game.
I mean, they might do tomorrow, but if not, it will probably just be like game 1 or game 2 against the Cavs, most likely, or the
Knicks.
Excuse me. What was I just talking about?
I don't know. What were you
Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
Last 2 years, last year he had Darius Garland, Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, Defensive Player of the Year, and then Dean Wade, Isaac Okoro, Max Strus. Overall, a really solid team around DeAndre Hunter, who they brought in at the deadline,
Mm-hmm.
Ty Jerome, who was killing it for them last year. And guess what? They fell in 5 games to Indiana.
Indy was on another level last year.
I understand. By the way, that only adds to how good the 2024 Celtics were. We swept Indiana. And it was the exact same team, essentially.
Yeah.
Same team, essentially. The exact same team, except you replace Darius Garland for James Harden. And you're telling me you're tied with the Raptors? And I don't mean any disrespect to the Raptors. I love me some Scotty Barnes. Brandon Ingram's a really solid player. I wanted Pirtle on the Celtics for a long time. But respectfully, there are levels to this thing. Now, that being said, Donovan Mitchell has beat me in the game of life by marrying Coco Jones. I'm well aware of that fault in my life. By the way, Clay, what are we doing, my guy? Come on. Now, to the people who said that he wasn't known before her, go take a hike. Of course.
Game 6 Clay? 10 years ago.
Game 6 Clay. For reference, Clay had 3 rings by the time her first song charted. I want that to be known. 3 rings.
Crazy.
And he was the number 2 for 2 of them. Or for 1 of them, at least. But still, just for the British people, especially.
For the one.
By the way, I need to talk soccer with you in a sec.
Dude, we'll get into soccer real quick after this.
Anyway, and I also have 2 more basketball things after this.
Damn.
When is he going to be held accountable?
Uh-huh.
Is it because he isn't in that upper echelon tier of superstars? Probably not. Like, he won't be held to the same pressure that Ant Edwards will be held to in 3 years if he doesn't have a finals appearance.
Yeah, it's weird because he was still doing the same thing with Utah and he didn't have that.
That's what I mean.
They were supposed to be good with Utah. He
underperformed like crazy though in Utah.
Yeah. But still.
Somebody was like, he is riding the bubble and beating Denver a lot. Like, heavy.
Him and Rudy Gobert. What a team. Honestly, I loved those jerseys that they had. Like the sunset ones. Those were so clean.
1,000%.
Those
not
were
Denver.
So
beat the Thunder when he was like a rookie. He beat Russ and Joe Ingles rage baited Paul George. So that's all I got. NBA playoffs. The 2 extra things I want to talk about are the 2 things that have made me most furious in the last 48 hours. If you didn't see, the NBA lottery got updated.
I did not, actually. Does this mean the Thunder are getting a top 5 pick?
Let me pull it up for you. Let me just read off some of the things for you, okay? So this is the NBA proposed new lottery system to crack down on tanking. The lottery is expanding from 14 to 16 teams. The relegation zone is the bottom 3 teams. Those 3 teams have worse odds to get the number 1 overall pick than teams 4 through 10. I'm going to send you a graphic in a minute, and that explains all the percentages. It makes no fucking sense. Teams outside the bottom 3 get better lottery odds. So instead of 3 balls,
what if
for the
you
lottery,
actually just suck? That's just like sucks.
I know. No team can win the number 1 pick in back-to-back years.
So it's rigged. Because if it's not, they won't know who gets the number 1 pick.
Hold on.
Okay.
No team can get 3 straight top 5 picks
So
and
it's
picks
rigged.
12 through 15 can no longer be protected.
Is this proposed or did this get passed?
This is essentially going to get passed this summer. And this is and
Adam Silver, what are you
to your
doing?
point, Jonah, to add to your point, the NBA can punish tanking by reducing odds or moving picks. So here's my question. Here's my question. What is and I understand that you and I have a hatred towards this team, but there is one thing we have to respect about the Thunder. Sam Presti has done one thing, and that is load picks.
Yeah.
So I have to give credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
What are you going to tell Sam Presti, Adam Silver, when half of his picks that are future picks don't have the protection rights that he was probably promised at one time? What are you going to tell to the fan bases of teams that are essentially doing anything that they can to and get the franchise player to their new team? Jonah, I just sent you the odds and what it would look like essentially on paper. Okay. I'm going to read it out for everybody while he pulls it up. So the current odds system is right now, the 3 worst records in the league all have a same 14% chance.
Stupid.
They all have a 14% chance to get the first overall pick. 4th worst, 12.5%, 5th worst, 10.5%, 6th worst, 9%, so on and so forth from there until we get to the 11th seed, which is 2%, 12th, 1.5, 1% for 13, 0.5 for 14. Pretty fair. Sure. Pretty explanational.
Yeah, like it's just like a normal graph.
You're going to have a better chance of getting a better pick if your team is worse.
On a bell chart here now with the new odds.
So the new odds to get the first overall pick, if you are in the 1 through 3 slot, is even at 5.4%.
And it was 14, so it dropped like 10%. That's crazy.
You essentially cut the previous odds by a third and said, that's enough.
2/3.
For reference for anybody,
you cut it by 2/3.
Imagine you had 3 meals a day and you only get 1. That would suck.
Yeah.
And then,
bro, the 10th worst team. That's ridiculous,
I'm well aware,
dude.
And
Are
then,
you fucking kidding me?
With the 4th worst team through 10th worst team, all have the same chance at 8.1%. And then as well, the 10 seed team and the 9 seed teams from the play-ins, they are instantly getting a 5.4%
which is the
shot.
same as the worst record.
Exactly. So let me. This
is so stupid.
And also, there's now an incentivized to tank more if you're a 7-8 team, if you know you're going to be playing a really good team in the first round. Because guess what?
You'll have a higher.
They get a chance at the lottery.
Yeah.
Because of the 2 new slots.
It's going to just make it worse. This is dumb.
So, Jonah, let me ask you this. What do you think is better? The opportunity for fans, for teams, for staff members to possibly get a generational player once in a lifetime, either after a terrible year, terrible mishap like the Pacers did, or just overall bad success.
Yeah.
Or would you rather just say, fuck it, and put 10 teams essentially in a hat and just say, well, all of you did bad, so you all deserve the same chance? And just picking one from out of the hat and saying, well, it looks like the Clippers are getting the first pick. Oh, wait a minute. It's the Thunder's pick now. That doesn't sound fun.
No, I think it's stupid. I like it how it's like, if you're one of the worst, you get the higher percentage. And it makes the most sense because you need a better pick to help you improve for the next year.
Exactly.
So when you get a team that's going to do that.
The better players are tend to be
at
the early picks.
Yeah.
Because I don't know about you, but LeBron James went first overall. Victor Wembanyama went first overall. Cade Cunningham, first overall. Jason Tatum, third overall. Jaylen Brown, third overall. There are extremely few cases.
Kyrie first.
Kevin
Love. Carmelo Anthony.
I think top 5.
Chris Bosh. Dwayne Wade.
Tim Duncan. Chris Bosh was top 5. Dwayne Wade was top 5. KG, top 5. Allen Iverson, 1. Hakeem Olajuwon, 1. Jordan, 3. Larry Bird, top 5. Magic Johnson, first. I'm naming all-time greats.
All-time greats.
I'm naming legends. Greats. They come in early picks. Majority of legends.
Anthony Edwards.
First overall. Real shocker right here. Majority of really good players. I know this is going to be crazy. are found in the first 5 picks.
It's crazy.
And I'm going to go even crazier. The generational ones are in the top 3. I understand not everybody's a Wizards fan, but I would be remiss if one of my favorite series of all time was not the Wizards versus Celtics series back in the mid 2010s.
We're the best.
John Wall gave me
Oh my
anxiety
God,
unlike I have
dude.
ever
John
experienced before,
Wall
and
was
Kelly Olynyk saved my life.
Gortat.
Exactly. I love Marcin Gortat. I hated that man for the series. I love Marcin. That guy rocks. Shout out to Gortat screen.
John Wall and Beal.
Bradley Beal.
Young Beal.
You want okay? Here, you ready? You ready for this example? You ready for this example? Imagine if the new lottery rules were essentially there 10 years ago, back when the Wizards had these draft picks. Guess what? They wouldn't, based on these rules, they wouldn't have been able to get Beal, Wall, and Otto Porter Jr. 3 years in a row.
Otto Porter Jr. I forgot about him.
Literally. So that's essentially the entirety of the base of that Wizards team wouldn't have been a thing.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
The other thing I'm ranting about, and I'm going to give one caveat to it. NCAA tournament expanding to 78 teams instead of the 68 that it's currently at.
We don't need
So what they're essentially doing is
adding a whole nother round or a whole nother play-in round.
Yes and no, but it's all playing.
So it's just to bring in the first 4 out.
Hold on. I'm okay with it. Once, when Boston College makes a tournament win, when they get into the tournament, then I'm done with it. But if BC gets in on their own, on an at-large, and not have to play a play-in, I might be the happiest motherfucker of all time. But the moment it happens again, I'm out. I don't like this. The NCAA this past year went through one of its worst years ever with the bubble. There were so many teams that deserve not to be in the tournament and that didn't make the tournament. Why? Because they were bad. They were not a good team, or they were not good enough to say, hey, we're good enough without a conference championship. We should be in. I understand that 64 teams is a lot. I'm not going to sit here and say that there isn't. That isn't. For reference, though, there are 200 plus college basketball teams. That's a lot. 20 of those slots are gone. You're not playing for 20. You're not playing for 64 slots 90% of the time. Unless you're a mid-major to low-major school, you're playing for 1, yes. But majority of the time you're playing for 44, essentially. Or however many at-large spots there are. But let's be real, if you're not a top 25 team, that probably takes out 20 slots instantly, because those 25 teams, they're getting in. Why? Because they've shown all year that they're caliber of being in there. So what does that do? Instantly reduces it to 15 to 20 slots. I have a question for you.
Talk to me.
What would be more satisfying to you? You earning your way, and I'm going to use Lake Forest as an example. You and Lake Forest earning your way to a conference championship. Say hypothetically, obviously your conference tournament probably worked a little bit differently than this, but say only the top 4 teams got in from the conference. 2v, like quick semifinals, 1 versus 4, exactly 2 versus 3. There it is. Perfect. Fantastic. I'm glad this is the example of that. How many teams are in your conference, or were in the conference? 8? 10?
8 to 10.
Would you rather get into the 4 and lose maybe on one of the 2 games, but you're proud about the 4, or be the ranked dead last and have to play the first team because you got a participation?
I'd rather be the 4. The 4 teams. It's like, exactly. What's the point?
Why are we making these 16 seeds that want to live out their journey, make them play each other, and then say, all right, you're now in a murderer's row line of Arizona,
it just
or
doesn't
Duke, or
like
Michigan, or Florida.
Yeah, I don't like it.
It literally is. Is basically saying the team, like the I think it's from like the 11 seed up. It's all playing games.
Wow. Yeah.
Every single one is a playing game to determine who is playing in the tournament. Sure, is it going to be cool? Like the one, like for the 2 nights that it's on TV? Yeah, I guess. But like,
they just want more money. That's why. That's all it is.
Of course. That's all it is.
That's all it is.
That's all it is. That's all it is. If PSG or Bayern loses to Atletico or Arsenal, I'm gonna crash out.
Dude, they're not.
By the way, I know you know exactly how excited I was when I sent you that text about the ball knowledge thing, and you knew exactly how sad I was.
You were like,
damn. Aggregate. I was like,
it was like, yeah, there's another leg next week.
But I do know this: the final is only one.
The final is only, which is crazy. I get it, but I also think it's stupid.
Ball nowhere.
It's like why have
Ball nowhere.
why have 2 legs and everything, and then we're just making the final one game. I get it, but it's like why not make every other game just
I
one?
know, but
It's stupid. Or make the semis
have
one.
you
It's
seen?
like,
And I'm sure
did you watch
I'm sure
the
you
game
have,
today?
No, I was
Good
working.
one. I watched it.
I work. I'm sure you probably did. I did see the score.
3 penalties were called. 2 were given. Both goals were scored off penalty.
I saw somebody give a really good analogy. It was essentially somebody just goes, this is just the conference championship games. Like the winner of this is going to get steamrolled by Seattle.
Yeah, literally, it's probably going to happen.
Yeah, bro.
Atletico,
Yeah.
I mean, both of those teams, Arsenal and Atletico, have really good defenses.
Yeah.
And Atletico plays a little more open than Arsenal. Arsenal just parks the bus. They'll play 10 guys in if they get an early goal. But
so I did see the formation setups for Arsenal and Atletico.
It's like they're playing like 4 or 5
It was
in the
essentially
back.
like 7 in the back, and then like 4, like 3, and then 1, just like a striker way up there, and then it was like artillery around them.
It's
and
ridiculous,
it was for both
dude.
teams.
It's
Jonah, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Have you seen what the Europeans are planning on doing when it comes to the World Cup?
Yeah, so they're walking to MetLife.
What the fuck?
You can't.
I tweeted
Unless
last
you're in
night.
Jersey.
No.
But even then, I don't think you get to there because it's just highway, isn't it?
It's all highway to the stadium. By the way.
Even if you go from Midtown, how you going to get across the water? You can't.
Have you heard they're not calling it MetLife?
What are they calling it?
New York, New Jersey Stadium.
They're changing it?
Just for the World Cup.
Welcome to the New York, New Jersey state. That's stupid because the Bernabeu.
But yeah, no, the reason I brought it up is because of the I-5 thing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was I was scrolling through Instagram the other night, and all I came across was a woman just going, "I am pleading to the Europeans.
It's like,
do not.
I'm trying to help you.
MetLife.
Do not do it. You can't.
We're not trying to tell you in this in a way of you can't.
You can't.
It's a factor of you. It's not a factor of you shouldn't. It's a factor of you can't.
Yeah.
It's
crazy.
And then somebody even in the comments was like, let me bring it in something even worse. The American health system. And it was and a European goes, well, why would I need to care about this? And somebody goes, well, if you get hit by a car, are you going to want to get in an ambulance? And they go, well, yeah, of course. And they go, well, that's going to cost a lot of money. And they go, it costs money?
Yeah.
And they go,
that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For an ambulance when you're seriously hurt. Now, I will back this. If you decide to do something as stupid as try and walk across I-95 in the state of New Jersey, I hope an ambulance would cost money because that's just the dumbest thing you could do. The Europeans that think the massive people that think that they're going to stop the New Jersey transit, let me remind you, New Jersey people are sickos. They're insane. It's just, one of an ex-girlfriend of mine is from New Jersey. I am terrified of her till I die. Now, was it my fault that the relationship ended? Of course, but it's not the point. The point is, I hate that state. But
that's fair.
I will back one thing. They will kill you. They will hurt you.
Yeah.
And there will be no remorse from them whatsoever. Somebody also left a comment and was like, well, wouldn't they just stop traveling? And every comment was like, this is our 8th sport. We don't stop for any of them.
No.
Life goes on.
Yeah.
And they just go, well, that's sad. And just go, well, it's pretty sad that you have to stop everything for this sport. So it is what it is.
Lakers star Austin Reaves has been cleared to return to Game 5.
Austin Reaves, Keanu Reeves, Jeremy Reaves.
Hell yeah.
Jonah, anything else for the pod?
Well, did you watch the Byron PSG game? Probably one of the most insane games.
I watched the highlights.
Ever.
0 saves.
I think there were some. Let me listen to the stats.
No.
Not a ton.
None.
Well, technically, there had to have been some because there's 8 shots on goal for Byron. They only scored 4 goals.
Well, let's be real. Goal is not I've seen the on goal. They can be close misses.
No, I've actually learned this betting. On goal means the goalie stopped it. If it hits the crossbar or the side, it doesn't count as on target or on goal. So shots on goal.
That says save right there, just so you know. And that's Manuel Neuer.
Yeah, I know it shows 0, but I'm just saying No, I understand. The way that they do it, So I don't know what they are counting as shots on goal on ESPN, but
This is the real app. Anyway, I will say this. They did. So when I saw it yesterday,
but I don't think
It
you
was
understand
this-
how insane this game was. Like, this was probably one of the best Champions League games of all time.
of course,
It was absurd. I can't wait for the second leg. It's going to be great. But yeah, I mean, that game 5-4. Harry Kane bagged one.
where's the UCL final this year?
I believe it is in Budapest.
Because it was Istanbul a couple years ago.
That was when
and
Man City won
a
it.
treble.
It was
'Cause
the year after that.
that's when I was in Italy.
I wanted to go to that.
I was in Italy at that time, and I remember that heavily.
I wanted to go to that so badly. The year after that
was
was
that
in
2023 or 24?
That was in 23. 24 was
That's
in
what I thought.
London.
Yep.
5 last year. I believe it was in Germany.
PSG won. I don't know.
If
It
I'm not
was.
mistaken. And then this year, I believe it's in Budapest.
Right.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be a good final. This PSG Bayern is the final. It's like you said. It's like the NFL. It's like whoever wins this is gonna probably steamroll the other team. If it's Atletico, I think it would be a little closer. It's Arsenal. They're getting wiped.
Just a little check in on the games.
I know, dude. They're getting
Magic
wiped.
or Pistons are up 10 with just under 10 remaining in the fourth. Raptors are up 4 with 8 minutes remaining in the third.
I said Magic in 6, so we're sticking to that.
That is
But
true.
if they come back and win, I'd be happy.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked.
Lendo Magic.
Cuts it to 2. Jared Allen, 2-point game for the Raptors and Cavs.
Oh, right. There wasn't really too much this weekend. Never mind. I take that back.
What?
Nothing. NFL draft. Likes, dislikes, shocks, concerns.
I like the 3 first picks for the Pats.
Do we like it?
Loomis looks good.
No receiver, though. I was a little surprised about that. You think we're getting A.J. Brown? We getting A.J. Brown?
Dog.
We getting A.J. Brown?
What do you think?
I don't know. It's not June 1 yet.
Guy just hasn't looked at any reports.
It's NFL offseason. You think I'm looking at anything?
Literally all of the reports are essentially saying, hey.
But it's not confirmed yet.
Of course. My God, the Raptors are up 9.
Let's go.
They just literally had 2 steals in a row. Scotty Barnes had a steal to
Let's go.
to a RJ Barrett layup, and then another steal from Jared Allen.
Didn't I say Raptors in 7?
To Jamal Sheed 3-ball. Fair.
I think that's what.
You did, because you went all underdogs except for the Celtics.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's in 6 or 7 for
You did
all of them.
Sixers and Magic. Or no, you did Magic and Hawks in 6.
Hawks one's,
And you
I'm going to
did-
lose that one.
That's fair. And Raptors, you did in 7. So maybe they only need 6.
Nuggets in 7.
Anyway, Nuggets in 7. Jonah, any final words for the people?
The Red Sox still suck. Hey, the Cubs won today.
Congrats.
They are 19
lose
and
Chicago.
12. Good for them. The Colorado Rockies are somehow decent.
They're gross. They're gross. I don't
We're
know.
13
decent is.
They're 13 and 17. They have a losing record, and everyone's like, "This is the greatest team I've ever seen." They're up 13 to 2 right now.
Let me put it to you like this.
13 to 2.
I'm well aware.
They swept the Mets.
Let me put it to you like this.
They swept
The Red
Mets.
Sox, who a lot of people had the possibility of winning the being in the World Series this year, are 12 and 19. The Mets, with one of the highest payrolls in the MLB, is 10 and 19, and so are the Phillies.
Interesting.
So if I were the Rockies, I'd be celebrating like we found Christ. Yeah, I don't blame them. I don't blame them whatsoever, in fact. So, but go Rockies.
Yeah, something like that.
We really appreciate you listening to this episode. If you did, please like and subscribe. As I said, follow on the journey. Jonah, final word.
Nuggets in 7.
Celtics in 6. I don't know why I said Sixers almost. Celtics in 6. We will see you all next week for another episode. Until then, peace out.